It's about education. It's about education in 20 years and education in the next years. It's a question of really to mobilize our ministers of education, 20 ministers, on opening up education through new technologies. I'm pretty sure that in 10 years, the situation of education and training systems in Europe will be completely different. Completely different. We have discussed about e-learning and new technologies at schools and universities for decades. But I think now there is a kind of new momentum with tablets, with broadbands, with MOOCs, with big data for a big change. And I'm not sure that everybody already anticipated the consequences of these changes. I would say certainly this idea of sharing knowledge in a cooperative way and in an interactive way through the new technologies. That's for me one of the big revolutions. Because also our education systems in Europe are sometimes, not all, but sometimes still based on this idea that a teacher has to provide the knowledge to the learners. I think this model will change in the future. It doesn't mean that traditional systems will disappear, not at all, but they have to modernize. They have to change their strategies. They have to blend new technologies with more traditional courses. So, very exciting time in front of us. We discussed quite a lot about a flipped classroom, this idea that people will learn outside and the teacher will become a coach. It's interesting. I'm not completely convinced that we will flip completely from the traditional model to the new model, but this idea of blending new resources prepared by somebody else and with the resources which are in the learners themselves and the resources which are in the teacher, all together to judge the skills which are necessary and useful for the 21st century.